Evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. Today is day 45, and we are continuing to explore the inner landscape shaped by our thoughts and how this silent energy subtly influences the world around us. Just as an architect designs a building, our thoughts are constantly designing the energetic spaces we inhabit. Every thought, every intention, and feeling contributes to the subtle climate that surrounds us. Have you ever noticed how a single person's mood can shift the entire atmosphere in a room? This isn't just a coincidence, it is a direct result of the energetic vibration carried by their thoughts and emotions. In heartfulness, we cultivate an awareness of this power, recognize that we are not just passive observers of our environment, but active co creators of it. And when we choose to nourish noble and pure thoughts, we become architects of harmony, consciously building an atmosphere that supports peace, clarity, and well being for ourselves as well as for the others. In heartfulness, we learn that every thought is not just a passing idea, it is a force, a vibration, a carrier of our inner condition. Like invisible threads, our thoughts weave the very fabric of our personal atmosphere. They carry the fragrance of the restlessness of our heart. When our inner world is harmonious, thoughts become gentle messengers of peace. And when our heart is agitated or scattered, even well meaning thoughts can carry dissonance. That's why working with the heart becomes central in transforming the atmosphere that we radiate. As Daji says, when the heart is at peace, the mind follows. And when the mind is still, the thoughts become subtle, kind, and luminous. Dear sisters and brothers, moving ahead in the session, and as always, we gently encourage you to share the BHED sessions with someone you care about, perhaps a family member, a friend who's silently struggling, or a colleague seeking clarity. You might also introduce them to the Heartfulness master classes as well. Sometimes a gentle suggestion can become the turning point in someone's journey. And tonight we will continue our inspirational reading from the article Yogic Psychology by beloved Daji. And as we read this article, let these words wash through your awareness. Kleshas. The kleshas are the five basic types of mental afflictions, those negative mental states that cloud the mind and cause suffering. They lead to mental complexity, which is the starting point for mental imbalance. They prevent us from being centered, integrated whole human beings. As we discovered in the last article, Patanjali advises us to have an inner goal in order not to be diverted by these afflictions. In other words, our direction of growth must be towards our innermost center rather than towards the periphery of our existence. This is the ultimate key to mental health and well being. In yoga, we return to that baseline, the ultimate state of vibration free stillness. It was a starting point and will eventually also be our end point. If we are able to master that state while we are alive, We go beyond consciousness to something more profound and more beautiful. Patanjali goes on to discuss the formation of samskars in the human energy field that result in the kleshas developing. Impressions or modifications in the field of consciousness result in complex energy patterns being formed, which harden and create samskars over time and through repetition. Because the mind is colored by past experience or lack of it. These patterns result in behavioral tendencies that are difficult to erase. Often these samskars form because of emotional reactions to life. So it is particularly difficult to remove them. Even the samskars that form and enter through the conscious mind remain buried like seeds in the subconscious mind. When the environment becomes conducive, the seeds of those samskars raise them to express themselves to be fulfilled. That is why the heartfulness cleaning method is so revolutionary and effective. It removes the samskars at the root, cleaning the complexities and impurities in the field of consciousness at the vibrational level, rather than trying to change behavioral patterns, thought processes, and the laying down of fixed neural pathways. Cleaning does not rely on thinking and analysis to remove the roots of afflictions, and it does not require the reliving of the past experience. The first of the kleshas is avidya, which we explored in detail in the last article. It is important to remember that avidya is the basis of the other four afflictions: Ashmita, Raga, Vesha, Abhivanesha. Avidya is the lack of awareness, the opposite to Vidya, that is defined by a pure canvas of consciousness upon which awareness and perception are free to witness without prejudice or limitation. In a sense, anything that takes us away from centeredness is avidya, and anything that helps us move towards our center is vidya. It is the ignorance resulting from a limited consciousness that creates lack of awareness. And these are two things that are largely responsible for restricting consciousness and leading to mental affliction, desire, and ego. It is by becoming conscious of desires and ego and the role they play in creating mental afflictions that we start to understand mental well being. Desire comes from judging things according to what we like or dislike, what and don't want. Desire also arises due to a feeling of lack of things, abhav, and due to an overwhelming impression, prabhav, that an object creates in us. Desire takes us away from our center, making us deviate from our true nature, swabhav. Dear brothers and sisters, let us now take a few moments to sit in silence, letting the words that we have just read settle within. Let the wisdom of these words find its place in your being. And we will now offer the universal prayer together with heart full of love. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रही हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May this universal prayer awakens love and devotion in the hearts of the world. Dear sisters and brothers, as the day winds down, reflect on your inner state today. Were your thoughts rooted in clarity or were scattered by reaction? Did you leave behind a trail of calm or of agitation? Let your bedtime prayer be an honest offering, a simple yearning to grow, purify, and to serve. Let it be the final thought that colors your inner sky before you sleep today. Dear sisters and brothers, tomorrow we will continue to refine our understanding of our theme of thoughts and atmosphere, learning how to guard it more consciously in our interactions. Remember that your thoughts are shaping the unseen world. Keep them light, anchored in the heart, and gently aligned with your purpose. Thank you for being here for this evening session today, and we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow at 6 a.m. for the morning session. And until then, may your heart remain steady and your thoughts quietly luminous. Wishing you all a very good night.